And by all means, if anybody ever has any ideas or anything like that, you guys that are on here, you guys know me by now that like I am an open book. You can suggest anything. You can, you know, I need to know those things because I can't become a better person unless I know what's really going on, you know? And so sometimes I'm over here beating my head up against the wall because I feel like I can feel it when it's not right. You know what I'm saying? I am such a feel person. Like I can just feel it before it's even happening. I've always been that way. And so, but I can't always get to the bottom of what the deal is, you know? And so I do what I think is right, and then maybe it's not at all. So if you have ideas, like maybe a different way to lead these work with me's, or you would like to see more of something, or something that you need to work on, trust me, you're not the only one that needs to work on that. We probably all need to work on that, whatever that is, okay? So never be afraid to say something or anything, because I am so not the person that's going to be like, no, we're not doing it that way, we're going to do it this way, and, you know, blah, 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 because trust me, I am learning every single day. Like I am never the person that, like, I do not know everything. Like, let me just say that straight up. And I learn like you guys do. I am trial and error. And sometimes I have to bring myself back to what I did in the beginning, because I've gotten way off the road from the beginning. Okay. And I think we all need that from time to time. So that brings me to what we always start with, is self-development. You guys know that I am so wholeheartedly all about self-development that it's just not even funny. I learn things about myself every single day that help me grow as a person. And the only thing I can change about the way things are happening, I can change what I do. I can change myself. I can grow myself. I can learn things every single day. And that's something that's what I have control over. I don't have control over who shows up. I don't have control over who's ready and who's not ready and all those things. And I realized that about a year or so ago. It sounds crazy that I've been doing this long, and I realized that about a year ago, is that, you know, so many times we get like, how do I motivate people? Like, I can't get them remotivated. I can't, you know, they have to remotivate themselves. Like, you can't bang your head up against the wall with things because it's not you, you know, it's nothing you're doing. And this is a business. And so we all have our own individual business, and how they choose to run their business is up to them. Okay. And so you can't, the old saying is, you can't lead a horse to water and, you know, make them drink, kind of thing. I'm a firm believer that you can lead the horse, you can't make it drink, but you also have to show the horse how to get to the water, you know? So I am not all about having people like come in and never help them, never like wait for them to come to me, kind of thing. Because most of them won't, just like Deanne was just saying. I got where I'm at because I reached down. I will tell you that straight up. I reached down. I will tell you it is very hard after you get to a certain point to reach down, because there's so many and you don't know where people are with things. But I do want to tell you that because that is how I hit, like, that's how I hit 12K, is I reached down to somebody because I saw they didn't order all 3 steps, and I didn't even know who they were. They were a promoter 2 legs down from one of mine, you know? And so, and then you kind of find out that they're not really learning in the right way. Okay. And so, and it's not I don't want to say that because that's not the appropriate thing. Nobody ever does anything wrong. Okay. It's just different. I want to be very clear about that. Nothing is wrong. It's just different. Okay. And so all I can do is say, well, this is how I do it. You know, it's totally your call, how, you know, whatever, because you don't want to ever degrade a leader or, you know, say different things about people that are not accurate, because it's just the way they do it, you know, and it's not wrong. So anyways, I just wanted to say that really quick about self-development. And so one thing I want to say to you, because I think this is a big deal with people as well, is if you feel overwhelmed with trying to grow Instagram, trying to grow Facebook, trying to grow it all at one time, concentrate on one area. We're going to walk through all the areas, but I don't want you to feel like you're ready to wave the white towel because you can't handle all of it and you're overwhelmed by too much of it. Okay. Because some people are awesome at, like, you know what, I'm going to jump head first and I'm going to grow Instagram and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And for some people, they actually retreat and run because they can't handle all of it. They get that overwhelming feeling. So what you put time and effort to is the area that's going to grow. So wherever you feel like you need to grow, grow that area. Okay. So I don't want you to feel like you're a failure if you're not growing all the areas, because I mean, this is the first time I've worked on Instagram in my whole time. So because I'm just now like at that point, you know, where I feel like that's an opportunity I want to grow. So at any rate, so let's go ahead. If you have not posted your 3 steps in your stories, or a product in your stories. Let me say it like that, okay? Stories are a great place to post your products because they are not out there waving the flag, you know, scream and thrive at everybody. It's kind of a nonchalant way that's going to disappear in 24 hours, okay? So it's a great thing to put in your stories. Today I put my lifestyle mix in there because a lot of times I'll put my capsules and my sculpt in there, that sort of thing. It's Wealth Wednesday, you know, whatever you want to do. If you want to do something that maybe is showing the shake flavor that you mixed, or something about, you know, whatever you want to do with that. Put something in your stories every single day, though, in the morning, that shows consistency with the product line that you're using and how you're feeling. Okay. So that's going to always be our first thing. For me, that's super easy to do inside of Instagram and inside of, Facebook, because I use the same post. I usually start with Instagram, and then I do hashtags on Instagram because you can actually put up to 15 hashtags on your stories with that. And you're going to see in your insights that people will look you up because of that hashtag that you used. Okay. So you can use that. And what I do with those is I make them very small and then I put them in the corner. Okay. They're not invisible necessarily, but I put them in the corner. I always put like Auburndale, Florida. I always put Auburndale, you know, whatever your hashtags are that you want to use, you know, on your 3 steps. Okay. So that's going to be your first thing. Inside of your Facebook, you're not going to see, like, for instance, if I use the same one, my hashtags are going to be there, but they're not going to probably be searchable because I'm copying from one to the other. Okay. And you don't use hashtags as much on Facebook either. So, so if you're using the same post, that's okay. But I'm just letting you know that it's not going to translate the same as far as Facebook goes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
How do you get more than one hashtag? Because when I do hit the hashtag one in Instagram, I only get one. Like, how do you get multiples, or are you just doing it as text?
I text them in. I type them in and then shrink them and then move them. And I usually will pick the same color ink as that bottom part of my photo, or the top, or wherever it is I can put it. Like if it's black, then I pick black and then I hide it up top. I shrink it and put it wherever it, you know, wherever it's going to go. And then I don't usually use 15. Everybody has a different thought process on that. You know, it's one of those, if you're going to play the lottery, then why not buy all 15, why not have 15 chances? And that's up to you as far as what you want to do. I just don't like how cluttery it looks up top. So I try to use some that are valuable, you know, and then I check them. I'll go to Auburndale, Florida. I'll like, after I'm done, then I'll go to Auburndale, Florida, and then I'll click on recent and see where it showed and how long did it stay there, and you know, that sort of thing. Because we actually have a Herbalife lady that's in town. I think that's the one that you can open up a shop with or whatever, and she does T-bombs and all kinds of things. So her stuff is always in there. So I'm trying to put my stuff all in there so that people can see, you know, more than one option with her. So I'm kind of trying to do that. But so that's what we want to do first. After we do that, then we're going to move on to birthdays. I shared this on Sunday night's Zoom that there is a school of thought, which I kind of agree with this, that you don't wish people happy birthday on their birthday. You actually wait until after their birthday. And the reason is because it can get lost in white noise because they get 200 birthday wishes that day. Okay. And so if you're going to go in and you're going to do a voice recording, or you're going to do some sort of message or something via Messenger, most times they're just going to say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And they might answer your question. If you ask a question, always important to ask a question, just because that's how you keep that communication flowing. You're having a conversation then rather than a happy birthday. But if you do it the day after, you can always say, hey, wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Hope your birthday was great yesterday. What did you do to celebrate? Question mark. You know, or what have you. So that's just something that I thought made a lot of sense. So what I've started doing is I wish my Thrivers happy birthday on happy birthday. And then I do the people that are not Thrivers, I do them the day after. You can do it the day before even, if you go in and you look at your calendar to see whose birthdays are coming. So that's, and I thought that made kind of a lot of sense as far as that goes.
I
Okay.
have been doing it since you mentioned it, and I am getting more answers to how they celebrate it. So
Okay.
instead of the thumbs up that I normally get, or
Yes.
thanks, or something that they would copy and paste into each person that messages them, like they're like, oh, I did a Zoom with my family, or, you know, I had a steak dinner with my girlfriend. So it is opening up a little more conversation to do it the day after.
Good. I love it. Okay, good. So that's good to know.
Teresa,
Yep.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so on the hashtags on Instagram, I'm trying to figure all this out. I'm not
Yes.
really familiar with Instagram. I do post on there. So is that on like the view story, or is that actually on our page on Instagram? Or
You can do hashtags on both. You can put 15 inside of a story, and you can actually put 30 inside of your Instagram itself. Like if you're doing a post, okay? I don't know if you have a hashtag generator or anything. It's a free app. Like mine is called Hashtag Expert, I think. So
okay,
whatever.
I don't know what
Okay.
that is. I'm not familiar with it. So
Okay, and so this will help you. If you
Okay,
go
good.
in and research under your apps, search, just type in hashtag expert or hashtags for Instagram or something like that. Pick a free one, okay? And then download it. And then if you type in what you're trying to post about, let's say it's, I don't know, Wealth Wednesday. Type in Wealth Wednesday, and it's going to give you 30 hashtags that go with Wealth Wednesday. Some of them are going to be ridiculous. Some of them are going to have, I don't know, 100 and something million posts. Okay. And what that means is if they have that many that go with them, that means it's not going to work. That hashtag is not going to work for very long. And, if you go into Instagram and you go into search a hashtag, there's an area that says top and there's an area that says recent. If you go to recent and you use one of those hashtags, you'll see what I mean, because your post will start here and then all of a sudden it's buried because everyone and their mama is using that same hashtag that you just used. So the hashtag is where it's at in the page. Okay. So
that's what I've been trying to figure out. That's what I've been trying to figure out. Like, how is all these people, they keep talking about all these people having these hashtags, and I'm like, I do not understand this.
Use your location. Use your location and you'll see what I mean, because that one won't get buried as fast. So use like your city and your state just so that you can kind of research it. And then, you can literally go in and research hashtag, like just go in and type in a hashtag, search a hashtag. So do your city and your state, and then go to top and then go to recent. And then you can see what's in there, and then maybe go make your post and put your same city and location in there, and then see how long it took yours to go, because you're not going to have as many. Like for me, I don't have as many people that use Auburndale, Florida. Mine stays at the top for a long time. So okay,
that's neat. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So okay, so so getting people in front of you is going to be the main thing, whether we're talking about your Facebook post, whether we're talking about your Instagram post, whatever social media that we're using, okay? One of the things that I do every single day is, for instance, I made a post yesterday. Y'all know my back and my hip have been squirrely, so it's been like sparse for me to muster up one post a day because I've been in a lot of pain. It's funny how that works. But yesterday I made a post, and it got a lot of comments, it got a lot of likes, that sort of thing. So I'm going to go in very first thing, which I've already done, and I'm going to click on that photo and I'm going to tag myself to that photo, because what that will do is it'll bring you back up to the top of the algorithm. So in other words, you're going to get a lot more out of that post even today because it worked well yesterday, if that makes sense. So you always want to go into your post from the day before and you want to tag yourself in the picture. You literally click on the picture and you click on it, and then there's a tag button up top, press it, and then tag your name. Okay. So that's kind of how to cheat the system as far as algorithms go. So I literally do that every day. If it's a post that didn't work very well, then I'm going to decide in a day or two whether to go ahead and get rid of that post because it didn't work well, and keep it or hide it or, you know, what have you. So that's something, literally, I do that every single day. And so what we want to do is get you in front of people, you know, and that's the main thing, because your target audience is going to be the people that see your post, right? So we want to make sure that that's non-thrivers. The way that we're going to make sure that that's non-thrivers is we're going to go in and we're going to respond, which means love, never like, always love. Now there's that little care button too. I don't know if y'all have your updates done, but if you don't, if you update your Facebook, you're going to have that little hug and a heart thing. But we want to go in and we want to do some responding. We want to do some connection, okay, some messaging. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our non-thrivers posts. For me, I always go into the most recent area of my Facebook, and that's where I work. I don't scroll, I work in my 5 to 10 minute increments. So I'm literally going to take my phone and I am going to go into Facebook, and I'm going to go to the 3 lines at the bottom. And if you've been on here doing this with us, then you're going to see most recent probably at the top. Okay. If you don't see most recent, you're going to click your 3 lines, and then you're going to go to the bottom where it says see more. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to find your most recent. Okay. We're going to click on most recent, and then this is what's really happening in real time. It does not have anything to do with algorithms. So this is the area we're going to work when we're doing our time blocks of 5 minutes of messaging and responding and all this good stuff with non-thrivers, okay? This is how we're going to get these people to see the posts that you make, by communicating with them, because Facebook recognizes the fact that you are friends, and that this is an audience that you like to communicate with. If you take them into Messenger, it's going to help even more, because Messenger means more to Facebook algorithms than just posting and commenting does. So, so we always want to find the things that are happening right now, and we want to click on them. We want to love them, and we want to make a comment to them. Okay. So we're going to do that for a couple minutes. And I always tell everyone, if you don't see something that you feel like you can comment on, then don't like force a comment, because people can tell when it's not real. Sometimes my most recent will have people that do nothing literally but share videos and share memes and share all the things. Kind of hard to communicate with those people sometimes. So I pick the ones that I know I can develop. And I always tell everyone, what we're not doing right now is, if we see a Thrivers stuff, what we don't do right now is comment and love on their stuff, okay? Because we can do that at some other point during the day when we've set aside time to specifically love on our people. And you should see people in this area that literally you didn't even know you were friends with, because that's how buried they are. So and if you and you'll see how quickly this changes if you go back out and then go back into most recent again. You're going to be shocked at how much stuff you miss. Like, it's just tremendous. I mean, you got to think about how many friends you have on Facebook, and a lot of them are making posts every day and you just don't even know, you know. So I spend a ton of time inside of my most recent versus just doing scrolls on Facebook, because when you just do scrolls on Facebook, trust me when I say you are going to be into it an hour and a half and you haven't done any IPAs whatsoever. Because you got all involved just checking things out, you know, kind of thing. So a lot of times people will say, did you see so and so? And I'm like, nope. I really didn't.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Are you tracking these? Because you guys go so much faster than I do. Because I'm trying to track the interaction at the same time as I'm doing it. So I feel like I'm getting half as much as everyone else, but I don't know if it's worth tracking.
Honestly, I have a notebook, and I have my the people that I am communicating with inside of that notebook. If it's, I'll be honest, if it's somebody that like I didn't even know I was their friend, you know, and I ask them a question, when they respond back to me, that's whenever I write them in my notebook. And it's just because some of these people, like, I seriously don't even know who they are. Like, literally, I have nothing, like, I don't know anything. And so I feel like if I write all of them down, then all of a sudden I'm going to have 100 people in my notebook, most of which I don't even know who they are. And then guess what? I'm going to be overwhelmed. And I know myself, I'm going to not even want to go there again, because I'm behind, because I can't possibly communicate with 100 people. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of the things we do, we have to do to create a balance for ourselves, because the worst thing you can do is feel like you're burnt out, or feel like you're like there's just no possible way you can do it all, you know, and feel like you're getting anywhere with it. So that's just my system that I use personally. That works for me. Is everyone in here a part of groups? How are your groups? Like, have you found groups that you're able to communicate in, post in, add value to? It's tricky sometimes to find those groups, I'm going to be honest with you. When we're talking about your 5 things, you know, one of the groups that I have had a great, like, I love the group. It's a grandma's group, because we are way too young to be grandmas. And so that group actually has Zooms. It's like the funnest thing ever. So I'm getting to interact with all these people that I would have never met before. So that one's actually a lot of fun because it's interactive. I have that one. And then I'm a part of several things in Tennessee, because I love the hiking aspect. I love all that stuff. There's some people in there that take some incredible photography, which is super interesting for me. Think of things that you want to look at every day, you know, and so those are the groups that you want to look at. And I will tell you that you're going to join groups that you think will be great, and then they're not going anywhere for you. You have to be in charge of knowing when they're not going anywhere for you. If you find that you haven't looked at that group in a couple of days or a week, that group is probably not going anywhere for you, because you're not even interested in looking at it. Okay. So, so think about things like that. I mean, Jessica, I can think of lots of things that you would be great at just because I know what you do, with what you do, with your foster care and all those things. I mean, like, my heart's like exploding even thinking about things that you have that you could help people with, the things that you go through and just things like that. But you have to kind of figure out, I always tell everybody to pray about it, and you're going to find what you're looking for. Type in different things and search those areas, and then you're going to find some that you can add value to. Okay. Because you also have to be able to add value to those groups for those relationships to grow. What I do inside of those groups is I go in and I write maybe a question, maybe, hey, I'm new in here, like a little bit about myself and where's everybody from, or some kind of something like that, in order to kind of start some commenting going. And inevitably it'll be some place that I've been before. And so then I comment on those and say something about that place that I've been, or, start some sort of communication there. If I feel like we hit it off, then I go ahead and friend request them. Okay. And then I kind of keep it going from there. So those are our groups. Okay. Now let's go ahead. Yeah.
I have a question. I'm sorry. So you talk to them in the group. It's not on Messenger.
I talk to them in the comment area.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And
so that's where you started on.
Yes. And then even if there's a post in there that I've commented on, I'll go through and read the other comments in there. And if it's something that's relatable to me, or that I can comment back on their comment, then I'll comment back on their comment, and then we'll kind of start this conversation. Sometimes I'll go ahead and take it private. People are funky about that sometimes, so I always am super careful with that. But it depends on what the topic is, and then I'll take it private and say, hey, I hope you don't mind. I just figured it was easier to message here because I didn't want to mess up that whole text reel or that comment reel with, a question that I had about this place that you went, or, that sort of thing. And then most times it's a super genuine conversation back and forth, and then I kind of keep it going from there. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
What I don't do is go into groups and friend request. Like, I don't do that, because people, trust me, their radar is going to be up on that. And if they're in that group often, they're going to know what you're doing. And that's not what you're doing. You're not in there to get a sale. You're in there to create impact and get value and add value. Okay. You're all about meeting new friends and all about having that interaction with people. Okay. And that always needs to be the main thing. We're not here to get a customer. We're not here to get a promoter. We're here to develop a relationship. Okay. Because, know, love, trust is always the first thing that we're going to do. So let's go ahead and head over to Instagram.
Question.
Yeah.
A lot of the mom groups locally here, sometimes they're kind of mean. Like, I don't enjoy them as much as one would think. Yep. So, but are the moms that are in my area. So like, I struggle on whether to stay there or not, but somebody will post something and then it just turns into 400 comments of people's opinions, and it's hard.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I go with my heart and my gut on that kind of stuff. If it's making me feel a certain way, then I leave it. I have learned a lot about what I am responsible for what I allowed in my own yard. And if I don't like it in my yard, then I get it out of my yard, because it is not good for me. If I'm stuck thinking about some mean lady that commented on such and such, or had an opinion about such and such, then I don't play that. So that's just me. That's just my mental health and where I'm at with it. I got to protect myself. And so that's how I do that. So. And same with you. I mean, you have so much value and such a big heart. You got to think about where you're going to be useful as well. And what impact you can have on people. I mean, you're tremendous in so many areas, Emily. You can be, truly, just the knowledge that you have and the things that you've been through, and, just all the things like, I always talk about stuff like this, but it gives me chills sometimes, because I know each of your stories, and I know what you've been through, and it's trying to get out, let it out. So find a place to let it out. That's all I can say.
Well, I think some of them are better. Like, I tend to see a little more positive in like the school-based group. So like there's a group for like Xander's grade at his school. Mm-hmm. That one tends to be a little bit better, but the general like Rockland County moms, they're not nice people to one another. And it's somebody posted like something and then somebody jumped on them for not social distancing and then somebody called the police and posted their post. Like right now here, I guess that part's a little sensitive for people, but it's crazy. So like, I was like, well, I know this is where you find the most number of moms, but it's just not joyful for me. So I don't tend to post there or comment because it's just not something that I find worth the risk of the blowback of whatever happens, because I am sensitive. So like if somebody did say something, I'd be like, okay, I'm never posting here again.
Yeah. Well, and the only thing I would say about that is if you private message the girl that got attacked or whatever, then I mean that could be a useful relationship because you feel bad for the lady. Geez, I mean she just put something on there and then everybody went ape crap on her. So but I'm sure it was all through, like there was whole arguments all inside the text reel. And so for me, I just can't. So there are a lot of mean moms, that's for sure. So, and Lord knows they need Thrive because that's what makes us nice. So, but that's a conversation that's hard to have. It's like, hey, I used to be mean just like you. So anyways. Okay, so let's shoot over to Instagram. And what I want to do inside of there, Jessica, I don't know if you have your Instagram private or public. You want to make sure that it's public.
Is that for whenever, like, people don't have to be my friend to see it, correct?
Yes. But what being public does is it allows people to see a little bit about who you are. People are going to be a lot more apt to follow you if you have yours public, but also having it public, you can see the insights of what's working. So there's like,
do y'all know how to make it public? Because I'm not really for sure I'm on here.
Okay. Go to edit profile. I'm trying to see where that's at.
I guess I would have to go to myself and then.
Yeah. And if you can't find it now, I can help you later.
Okay.
After we get off of here, as far as where to find that, because I'm looking at where to find that, but mine's public, so I don't know. But if you go into that area, you can click on the 3 bars at the top, and you can look at your insights. And this is where your homework comes in as far as what is working. Okay. And maybe even look at what time of day you posted it, how many comments you got. A lot of times there's not a ton of commenting, there's a ton of loves, okay? And so, but that's still working. So you wanna go in and you wanna look at those and kind of analyze for yourself, like what's working, and do more of that, because people, if it's working, then we wanna do more of what's working, right? So, and so also looking at your grid, making sure, like, what does it look like when you pop on that page? You know, what does it say about you? Does it say something about your 5 things? Does it kind of show who you are and what you're about? So you want to, just kind of make sure that area is like that. Since, Jessica was asking, let's just do that. Let's go to the magnifying glass at the bottom and let's search a hashtag. Search your area. Let's do that. Let's search your city and your state.
So do I hit the hashtag first doing that?
Yes.
I do.
I think it'll bring it up either way, but I usually do.
And then I just hit Athens, Alabama, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you'll see it. And you'll see that it doesn't have a zillion posts. It probably has thousands. If like mine has 1,000 plus, it doesn't even have 2,000. So when I click on that, there's a top button, and then see there's that Herbalife chick. So I'm trying to fix that. And then go to the
whenever
most
it comes up, I have a question real quick.
Yep.
It says Athens, the hashtag says Athens, Alabama newborn, and then Athens, Alabama newborn photographer, and then Athens, Alabama nutrition.
I pick Auburndale, Florida. I pick my city and state, but that just lets you know how many things there are under Athens, Alabama. So maybe in your post, if you want to use more than just Athens, Alabama, maybe you want to use some other posts that you see that have less. Oh,
I see it. Okay. So Athens, it says 12K post.
Okay. Well, a lot of people.
So do I hit that?
Yep. And then I want you to go to recent, And okay, look, here's one. Here's 2,
Recent.
3. Like I can see myself all over this page. So that means I'm getting somewhere. So that's good. And so inside of this page though, if you go and click on a photo inside of that page, you can see, for instance, I clicked on an area in here and I'm going to click on one of the pictures and I'm going to click on the number of likes that it got. Okay. I can go into each one of those people and then kind of investigate those people. And then I can decide whether to follow them or not. This is where I start following new people. Because we have this in common. We obviously both live in Auburndale, or we've tagged Auburndale. So this is where I gain more. And then I go in and I will click on whoever it is. If it's private, a lot of times I don't follow them because I can't see anything about them. Just depends. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but most times I don't. Let's go to see if I can find one that's open. Okay, here's one that's open. And I can decide to go in, click on one of their pictures. I'm going to love it. I'm going to comment on it, just somewhere in that grid of 9 that I see right on the top. And then I'm going to love it and I'm going to comment on it. And then I'm going to follow them. Okay.
Okay. Well, I have a question about this because I have it up, but and I clicked on the Athens, Alabama. It says most recent and then the hashtag Athens, Alabama, but it's showing up Madison, Alabama. Oh, most of them.
I don't know. Either way, it's your area. So you can kind of play with that as far as which one you search. And then go in and then, like I said, I'm going to click on different ones. And this is where I get followed. Like this is where I start building new relationships.
Well, that's good to know because I didn't know this.
Yeah.
So.
And I've done the same thing. Like Denise is probably, she probably follows Lauren Daigle too. I love Lauren Daigle. She has a gazillion followers. So I'll go in and I'll click on a photo of hers that I like, and then I'll go in and research people from there. And then I'll go in and I'll comment and respond and love on their stuff. And then I'll follow those people. We have something in common. We both love Lauren Daigle. I can carry on a conversation with this person because we both have the same love of this person. Okay. And so that's where you want to start developing new relationships. One thing Jessica Britton said, which I thought was brilliant. Another thing you can do is search hashtags that describe who you were before Thrive. Maybe you're tired mom. Maybe you're, I don't know, whatever describes you. Maybe you're team no sleep. Maybe you're, whatever described you before Thrive, because that's your ideal customer. That's your ideal person that you can help, is those people that do that. I follow a lot of those hashtags because I want to talk to all the people that are tired moms. I want to develop relationships with people that aren't sleeping well. I want to develop relationships, and so that's something to look at because those are areas that you can grow in. And so you can see very quickly that Instagram is like, there's a zillion people that use Instagram compared to Facebook. Facebook, I will say, is more comfortable to work for a lot of people, but you can see where the opportunity lies inside of Instagram. Okay. But in that, you have to understand that I love 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But it can involve just Facebook, or it can involve Instagram and Facebook. And all of a sudden you're going to find yourself doing more reach outs than 5. You're going to find yourself doing more follow-ups than 4, that sort of thing. And so, so it's just, kind of one of those things. So I'm always because I'm trying to work both, I have a checklist of, did I do stories on Facebook today? Did I do stories on Instagram today? Did I do my posts on Facebook today? And I'm a quality over quantity. If I didn't get 3 posts on Facebook today, it's okay. As long as I got one that worked really flipping good, I'm good with that. Okay. But we try to do morning, noon, and night on there. Okay. But I don't want to post so much that I feel like I'm just posting to post. I don't ever want to just post to post. I want to post because it's a quality post. Interactive is always super important because those are, again, getting those people to see your stuff that don't normally see your stuff. Trust me when I say if you post an interactive in there that has nothing to do with Thrive, you're going to get a whole lot more people that talk about your stuff or answer you back than if you talk about Thrive all day. And so and then I also do my posts on Instagram. Okay. So that's my checklist. Did I do stories? Did I do stories? Did I do posts? Did I do posts? Those are the 4 things that I have to before, those are non-negotiable for me. Before I lay my head down at night, did I do those things? If I did not, then I am going to post something before I go to bed. Okay. Those are just my non-negotiable things. And so, that's just my checklist, those 4 things that I have to do every day. Okay. And so today is Wealth Wednesday. I don't know if you guys want ideas or what did you do? You're doing Watermelon Wednesday today. She's doing Watermelon Wednesday. That's super fun. That could be about Thrive or not at all. And I think that's a good idea to do things that are fun. I mean, I love it. And if anybody, y'all, I am not a teacher, and I know that I am not a teacher. That is not like one of my strengths in this world. Please, by all means, if you want to lead one of these, please, like, let me know, because we are all about it. We are all in this together. We are all equals. We are all the same. I always take ranks out of the equation. It means nothing, because I am trying to develop relationships just like y'all are. So at any rate, does anybody have anything else before we go?
Don't forget your follow-up today. Follow up for your auto ships, because they're going out on the 22nd.
Yes, I said that today. I didn't post that in our page yet, but I messaged people because I have an auto ship that goes in on the 25th, and I got an email saying that it was going in on the 22nd versus the 25th. Yes. And so what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to go inside my customer list, and I'm going to touch base with my customers now versus waiting. Because I want to know, do they want to switch flavors of lifestyle mix? Do they want to change up their DFT? Do they want to add a plus line? Have they heard about this one? Have they, just different things like that. Never be afraid to do that. And the reason I say that, and I know a lot of people feel this way, but it's customer service. Okay. And so I am such a big person on customer service, just, I guess, because I came out of a dental industry that, like, service was life. We always tried to be the Ritz-Carlton. But you know why? And we were not the cheapest. We were probably the most expensive. But people always came back to us because they knew they were taken care of, because they knew that no matter what happened, we were going to be there for them. And so you want to provide that customer service and give people that feeling like you genuinely care about them. And you're not just trying to have their order slip through so that, because you're going to lose them if you don't. Okay. I will tell you straight up, you are not going to maintain a customer like that. You got to have good customer service. So again, that's just my opinion. That's just what I have found. And that's what works for me. So I'm going to contact my people. I've already actually looked those up this morning. So that's my job today, is to contact those people. So, all right. Tomorrow morning, we are leaving like before the sun comes up to head to Tennessee. We are probably going to be there for about 3 weeks, but I have Wi-Fi. I have all the things. I will probably try to do a work with me in the car, because I'll be driving for 10, 12 hours, something like that. So I have a hotspot in the car. So we'll be able to jump on tomorrow. Message me or let me know if you want to talk about some. Yep.
I said, stop by and see us.
I know, right? Well, we go straight through Georgia. If you were like Georgia, then I would. But if you want to work on something specific, if you want to talk about something specific, tomorrow's Thankful Thursday. So be thinking of things that you can do, or throwbacks are always fun. I always try to look up like a really old picture from school or from sports or something like that, and tag the people that are in that photo. That's always super fun to tag people in second grade, and that was a long time ago, and so a lot of times those people will tag other people in the photo. So it's really cool. So that's just something to think about for tomorrow. But that is all I have, and I'm sorry that it ran over, but I just wanted to kind of touch base today and ask those questions before we got started. So, all right, we will see you.
Quick question or quick comment. If you want to read a good book on customer service, Be Our Guest is a book made by Disney, and it's how they provide the Disney experience. So like, if you're looking for that Ritz-Carlton kind of feel, this is basically for businesses, but it's the backside of how they create those magic moments.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Nobody does it better than Disney, and we all know that. So, okay. All right. Have a good day, and we'll chat later. Okay. Bye.
Bye.